Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope all of you are fine and in good health. So today we are going to complete this chapter by the remaining numericals. So we have 7 numericals left in this chapter. Before I start doing the numericals, I want to say something that yesterday some 5 numericals were given. It was firstly all the 5 numericals was done. Along with that, the numbers were slightly changed and 5 numericals were all given to you. You are supposed to do all the 5 numericals because your internal marks will be assessed on also the homeworks that you are doing. So be very careful whether you are taking these online classes seriously or not. Now, if I look at question number 6, now this is the last lecture, but I will always say please follow all the previous lectures, then only you will understand that what is happening in the numericals. Otherwise, things might be totally confusing to you. That when we are using the formula of heat as mc delta T, when we are using the formula of heat as ml, that part will be totally confusing. So to avoid the confusion, I will suggest you to please go through all the previous videos of this chapter. Now coming to question number 6. Question number 6 and question number 7 are little tricky question. They are little tricky because over there you have to figure out something before you start the sum. The sum has to be started, but before you start the sum you have to figure out certain small things. Just a second. Now in this question, if you see, you have to figure out two things. Mixing. You have a word called mixing. So when there is a mixing word introduced, that means what? There has to be a hot body along with a cold body. So you have to figure out which is the hot body and which is the cold body. So I'll write over here this as hot and this as cold. Hot and cold. Now what is the hot body over here? If you see, here is one ice and there is a water. So obviously by normal common sense we can say water is the hot body and ice is the cold body. So I can say hot body is the water and cold body is the ice. Okay, this part is clear. Now what is the mass of the water, which is the hot body? Mass of the water is 10 gram. So I can say mass is equal to 10 gram. And what is the mass of the ice? This is also 10 gram. So mass of the ice that also is also 10 gram. Okay, water is also 10 gram and ice is also 10 gram. The water is at what temperature? The water is at 10 degree. So T1 is at 10 degrees centigrade. And what is the ice temperature of the ice? It is minus 10. So the temperature of the ice is minus 10 degrees centigrade. Now according to the sum, what we will do is that we will mix this hot water with the cold water. And as we will mix, obviously hot and the hot water will melt this ice. So the hot water, after melting the ice, I need to figure out what is the final temperature, or in the final what happens in the final temperature. But I told you in the starting of the sum, this sum is a tricky sum. Before starting with the sum, I have to figure out something. So let's figure out for the hot body, for the hot water to go from 10 degree to 0 degree, how much heat is released, how much heat will be released. So let's take the value. So the hot body releases heat Q1. So this body releases heat Q1. And formula for Q1 will be what? MC delta T, because it's going from 10 degree water to 0 degree water. 10 degree water to 0 degree water. So over here what happens? The state is not changing. So water to water. So as the state is not changing, so what will happen? I will use the formula MC delta T. So mass is how much? Mass is given as 10 gram. C value is given. Specific heat capacity of water is given 4.2. 4.2. And what is the temperature of water? Temperature delta T. Figure out 10 to 0. Delta T is how much? 10 degree. Huh? 10 to 0. So delta T is 10 degree. If you solve it, how much it comes? 420 joule. So amount of heat is given by the hot body will be how much? 420 joule. Okay. Now you have to figure out something else. This ice is at minus 10 degree. So the heat which is given by the hot body will be absorbed by the cold body, which is the ice. So ice, after taking the heat, what will happen? It will melt, but this melting process will take in two steps. First, from minus 10 degree centigrade ice, it will come to 0 degree centigrade ice. And after 0 degree centigrade ice, it will come to 0 degree centigrade water. Are you understanding? Because I told you in the previous sums, it from ice to water, it doesn't change, it takes place directly. From minus 10, it will come to 0 degree centigrade water, and after this, it will come to 0 degree centigrade water. So over here, the formula that I will use is how much? mc delta T. And what is the formula I will use over here? See, over here state is changing, so I will use ml. So this heat, let's the first heat which is absorbed be Q2, and the heat which is absorbed is Q3. So let's figure out how much is Q1, how much is Q2, and how much is Q3. So Q2 over there, what formula should I use to know what is the amount of heat absorbed? I will use mc delta T, because state is not changing, ice to ice. So mc delta T, mass is how much? 10 gram. Now C is what? C is the specific heat capacity of ice, because you can see from 10 degree minus 10 to 0 degrees centigrade ice. So I will use specific heat capacity of ice, which is 2.1. And delta T, what is the delta T over here? Minus 10 to 0. So delta T is how much? 10 degree. If you see, minus 10 to 0. So change of temperature is 10 degree. So amount of heat which is absorbed is how much? 210 joule of heat is absorbed. Now Q3. Q3 is what? I have to go from 0 degree centigrade ice to 0 degree centigrade water. So there is what? There is a state change. And when there is a state change, the amount of heat which is absorbed is ml. I have to use the formula ml. So Q is equal to ml. Mass is how much? 10. And what is the latent heat of ice? 336, which is equal to 3360 joule. Okay, 3360 joule of heat is absorbed. So let's figure out what is the total amount of which heat that is absorbed. This is the released. Q1 is what? This amount of heat is released. So Q2 plus Q3, that is the total amount of heat which is absorbed. How much is heat is absorbed? 3360 plus 210. And that comes out how much? 0, 5, this 2 and 3 is 5, 3550. I think okay, this is 0, this will be 7, I think so. 0017, 3570 heat. Now this is the tricky part. I'm telling you. You have to use your brain to understand. The hot body is giving how much heat? The hot body is able to release only 420 joule of heat. But the cold body, to come to that 0 degree centigrade water, it requires to absorb 3570 joule. So over here, Q1 is less than Q2 plus Q3. The heat which is going to be released is much less than the heat which is absorbed. In this scenario, what will happen? What will happen? The whole ice won't melt. Because to melt the ice, I require 3360 joule of heat. But I don't have that amount of heat to be released. The hot body is only releasing 420 joule of heat. So the hot body is only releasing 420 joule of heat, whereas the cold body will absorb 3570 joule of heat. So that is where there is an imbalance happens. So as the amount of heat that to be supplied is much less than the amount of heat that is required to melt. So what happens? The whole amount of heat won't be whole amount of ice won't be melted. The whole ice won't be melted. So this part you have to know. Okay. The next sum that we will solve now, just opposite thing happens. Okay. The question number 7. We will solve that. But over there, you just have to know that the amount of heat which is released is much less than the amount of heat that is absorbed. So as a result, what will happen over here? So I have to figure out something else. So over here, I will use this thing. See, the total amount of heat will be released is how much? Heat released is equal to heat absorbed. So heat released, total amount of heat that will be released is how much? 420 joule. And the total amount of heat that will be released is how much? First 210 plus then 3360 joule. Understanding? So total amount of heat is, I will not say equal to, total amount of heat is released is 420, amount of heat absorbed is 210 plus 3360. Because we have figured out how to get 200 joule and 3360 joule, we have just figured out right now. This is the amount of heat required to change from minus 10 to 0, and this is the amount of heat that is required to melt the total 10 gram of ice, 3360. Now, if I write this thing as 420 as 210 plus 210, I can write this equation in this way also. Just not done anything, just 420 have changed into 210 and 210. Now out of 420 joule, 210 joule of heat will be utilized. This amount of heat will be utilized to make the ice go from minus 10 to 0. So minus 10 to 0, how much heat is required? 210 joule. So this 210 joule of heat will be utilized to bring the ice from minus 10 to 0. So I can cancel this too. And the remaining 210 joule of heat is utilized to melt the ice. Now, so remaining 210 joule of heat is utilized to melt the ice. Obviously, you know, to melt the ice, I require this amount of heat. But I am only remaining with 210. So what will happen? The total ice is not going to melt. That is very simple. So because to melt, I require this much of heat, and I only got this much of heat. So over there, I will use what? I will use Q is equal to ml formula, the heat required to melt the ice. Now Q, what is the amount of heat that is left with us? 210 joule, that is the amount of heat that is left to us. Mass, M tells you what? That is the mass of the ice that is going to melt. So I don't know, but I know that the total mass of the ice is not going to melt. That part I am very much sure. Total 10 gram of ice is not going to melt, because to melt the 10 gram of ice I require 3360 and I am only left with 210. So total ice will not melt. So let it be how much ice that melts, let that be M. So M is what? Mass of ice melts. So M be the mass of ice which melts. And L is how much? L is the latent heat of ice, which turns out to be 336. Okay, so when you solve it, M is equal to 210 by 336. When you will solve it, you will get the value as 0.65 gram, I think, something like this. Okay, 0.625 gram. So ultimately, the mass of the ice that will be melted is how much? 0.625 gram of ice. So only this much of ice will melt. Out of 10 gram of ice, only 0.625 gram of ice will melt. So mass of ice that will melt is how much? 0.625 gram. Okay. Now also you have to figure out what is the final temperature. It is pretty much understood that the final temperature will be 0 degrees centigrade, because hot water is going from 10 to 0 and the cold ice is changing from -10 to 0. So the final temperature remains at 0 degrees centigrade. So the final temperature is 10 degree, sorry, not 10 degree centigrade, it will be 0 degree centigrade. Because if you look at these formulas, the previous thing I've done, how I got 420, because when I changed my temperature from 10 to 0, and how I got 3360, this total value, when I changed the temperature of the ice from -10 to 0. So the final temperature becomes 0 degree centigrade, and only this much ice is going to melt. I hope you understood the sum, but I'm telling you this sum is a little tricky sum. So if you haven't understood, please watch the video just once more. And also you have to see all the previous videos, then only this sum is you are going to understand. So all the previous videos you have to watch, then only you will understand what is happening in this sum. Just remember the concept that the amount of heat that is released by the hot body is very less. So amount of heat that is released is less, amount of heat that requires to melt the ice is very big. So this small amount of heat won't be able to melt the entire ice. Only a part of the ice will be melted. So I found out how much part of the ice that is going to be melted. So this is happening in this sum. So in this sum, in this question, that is the same question, but the numbers are changed. Okay. So I have changed the numbers 20, -30, 25 and 20 gram. So you have to solve this sum looking how I have done the previous sum and send the answer. You have to send the answer because your internal marks will be assessed on the homeworks also. So you take the screenshot. What I can like suggest you to take a screenshot right now and take the screenshot of all the sums that I will be giving you homework, and then looking at the screenshot you solve the sum and send it to me. So I think you have taken the screenshot by now. Take the screenshot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. Now we are coming to question number 7. This question number 7 is just like the previous sum, but the opposite concept is similar to the previous sum. Over here, if you see the sum, ice and a water. So ice is added to water. If you look at this question in this way, ice is added to water. So there is a mixture kind of sum. If ice is added to water, then I have to find out which is the hot body, which is the cold body. So hot body will be always the water. So water, what is the mass of the water is given as 200 gram of water is there. And what is the temperature of water which is at right now? The temperature of water is given as 50 degrees centigrade. 50 degree centigrade. The specific heat capacity of water and the these two values are given. Specific heat capacity of water is given as 4200 joule per kg per Kelvin, and specific latent heat of ice is given as 336000 joule per kg. These two values are given to you in the sum. So temperature of hot water is 50 degrees. And what is the cold body that I have? Cold body that I have is the ice. Ice. What is the mass of the ice? Is equal to 40 gram. And what is the temperature at which the ice is standing? Nowhere in the question it is mentioned. But there is a common sense comes. If nothing is mentioned about the temperature of ice, obviously you will take the temperature of ice to be at 0 degrees centigrade. This is the common sense. Nowhere the temperature of ice is mentioned. So you will take the temperature of ice as 0 degrees centigrade. So what is the final temperature of water? So when this hot water is mixed with this cold ice, I need to find what is the final temperature. Now over here again you have to find, this is like what, before doing the sum you have to figure out something else. What is the total heat will be given while going from 50 degree to 0 degree? When it's going from 50 degree to 0 degree centigrade, I need to find what is the total amount of heat that is given out. So total amount of heat that will be given is how much? mc delta T. That will be total amount of heat. Mass is how much? 200. But if you see the specific heat capacity are in what? Joule per kg. So I think we have done in the last sum also, 200 will be divided by 1000. C is how much? 4200. And delta T is going from 50 to 0. So it becomes 50. When you will solve this thing, it comes out to be 42000 joule. So total amount of heat given by the hot water to go from 50 to 0 is 42,000 joule. And let's figure out total amount of heat that is required to melt the ice. To melt the ice, amount of heat required will be Q2. That is, the formula will be how much? ml. We know to melt it, change of state ml. So mass is how much? 40 gram. That will be 40 by 1000, because these values are given in kg, and that will be into 336000. When you will solve it, then you will get the value as 13440 joule. 13. So this is the value of Q1, this is the value of Q2. Now opposite scenario happens. Opposite scenario means what? Q1 is greater than Q2. The amount of heat that the hot body can give is much higher, and amount of heat that is required by the ice to melt is much less. So what will happen over here? The total ice is going to melt because this value is more. The amount of heat that is getting supplied is very high. So this amount of heat which is getting supplied is easily can be absorbed by the cold ice. So what happens? The ice will totally get melted. So I can write what? See, you have to understand this question. Q1 is how much? 42000 joule, which is greater than 13440 joule, right? Now can I write 4200 as 28560? I can write this thing. 42,000 can be written as 28,560 plus 13,440. So you can see over here, out of 42,000, 13,440, this amount of heat will be utilized to melt the ice. So this and this get cancelled. So out of 42,000, 13,440 will be utilized to melt the ice. Why? Because the ice requires this much of heat, 13,440 joule of heat. So out of 13,440, out of 42,000, 13,440 will be utilized to melt the ice. Then comes this part, the leftover heat. This leftover heat, that is 28,560, this leftover amount of heat will do what? It will increase the temperature of that 0 degree centigrade water. Once the ice changes into water, once the ice of 0 degree centigrade, ice at 0 degree centigrade changes to water at 0 degree centigrade, now this leftover heat will be attacking this water, and it will rise the temperature of water from 0 degree to some temperature, to some temperature, T degree. And my question is to find this temperature. This leftover heat can increase the temperature of this water to what temperature? So I need to find this temperature. So this is not the sum, this is just the starting of the sum. Okay, before the sum I have to figure out, no, I told you something. So I know my temperature in this sum won't be 0 degree centigrade, because over here we are having leftover heat. We are having some amount of heat which is still left, and this leftover heat will be utilized to increase the temperature of the 0 degree centigrade water, the ice which is melted, converted to 0 degree centigrade water. So the leftover heat will be utilized to increase the temperature of the 0 degree centigrade water to some temperature. And this is the most important thing I need to know. The final temperature will be 0 degree centigrade, just like the previous sum, or the final temperature will be above 0 degree centigrade, which is in this sum. So I have to figure out this part. It will be 0 degree or above 0 degree. So that is why we did all this thing. So in previous sum, what happened? There was no extra heat. So as there was no extra heat, it was actually less. So this less heat is not able to melt the ice. So that is why the temperature, the final temperature was remaining 0, because the ice is not getting melted. The ice is at 0. So the final temperature is also 0. But since we have some amount of heat which is left, this heat will be utilized to whatever the whole ice is melted, and this heat will be utilized to increase the temperature of the leftover water. So as I have figured out that my temperature will be above 0, now I have the jackpot. I happen to know the whole concept that what will be happening. So heat that will be released by the hot water is that will be amount of heat that will be absorbed by the cold water. Now how much heat will be released? See that it will be going from from 50 degree not to 0 degree right now, because we know the temperature will be above 0 degree. So it will be going from 50 degree to T degree. This T is what? Above 0. It can be like 25 degree, it can be 20 degree. I don't know, but I will come to know. But I will know that the temperature will be from 50 degree to T degree, not 0 degree. Some temperature between 0 to 50, this T degree. So the formula will what? MC delta T. Okay. Now the heat which is released by the hot body will be absorbed by the cold ice, and that cold ice will absorb the total heat and it will melt. So if it is melting, what formula that will be used? The heat which is absorbed. The first the ice will melt, the whole ice will melt. So I will use ml formula. M12 means the second mass, and the leftover heat will be utilized to increase the temperature. So that is will what? MC delta T, from water to some temperature, from 0 degree centigrade water to the final temperature of the mixture, which is T degree. So that is why this. Now if I write this formula in a very correct way, can I write M1 C? This C will be of water, and 50 minus T, from 50 degrees coming to some lower temperature between 50 and 0, and this will be what? M2 into L, that is the mass of the ice into latent heat of ice, because this amount of heat is required to melt the ice. After that, again, that mass of the water which is melted, that we got by melting the ice, that mass only, M2 only, into specific heat capacity of water, and now the final temperature will be between 0 to 50. So it is going from 0 to that T, so it will be T minus 0. Okay. Now put the values in the formula, you will get the answer. What is the mass? Mass is how much? 200 gram. 200 gram. But if you see over there, it is given in kg. So it will be how much? 200 by 1000. Specific heat capacity of water is 42,000. And this is how much? 50 minus T. Now over here, M2L, that is the amount of heat that is required to melt the ice. That will be M2 into L. What is the mass of the ice? 40 grams. So it will be 40 by 1000. What is L? L is 33,600 plus MCT. So mass of the water that we got by melting the ice, that is only 40 gram only. 40 by 1000 into specific heat capacity of water, which is 4200 into T. We got this formula. Now I have to just rub a little bit because I need some space. Now if you solve this part, I can cancel this 0, I can cancel this 0, 0, 0. So ultimately how much it comes? It comes 840. 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel, 1, 0, 1, 0, 20 into 42, it comes 840. 840 into 50 minus t, which is equal to, over here, cancel this 0, cancel this 0. If I multiply, what I'm getting? 13440 plus, from here what I'm getting? 0, 0, 0, 0, 42 into t. So it becomes 168. 168 t. Okay? Solve this part, you will get this. Now again you solve 840 into 50. 840 into 50. That gives you 4200, something like this, into 840 t, which is equal to 13440 plus 168 t. Okay? What we get? Now shift it. 42,000 minus 13440 is equal to 168 t, and this will go that side, that is 840 t. Now try to subtract it from these two. Okay, you will get 28560. 28560 is equal to, if you add these two parts, you will get like this, and ultimately t is equal to 28560 divided by 1008. And when you will solve this whole value, you will get the answer as 28.33 degrees centigrade. So this is the full sum. I hope you understood the sum, understand the sum. If you haven't understood yet, please, I will request you to please go back and see the sum once more. I telling you, question number 6 and question number 7, these two are the trickiest sum in the total book. Okay, but I think I made you explain the whole concept. So in this, what happens? The heat that is getting released is excess, and the heat that is required to melt the ice, that is less. So as this side is more and this side is less, so it will melt the total ice. Not only it will melt the ice, but it will increase the temperature of ice, that ice, from 0 degree to some temperature. Now I need to find the some temperature, and the some temperature came out to be 28.33 and 33 degrees centigrade. So this was the concept. So previously, question number 6, the heat that is getting released is less, and the heat that I require to melt the ice, that is more. And in this sum, the heat that is getting released is much more, and the heat that should be absorbed is less. So this is the difference between the two sums. I hope you understood this sum. Now the same sum, I just changed the numbers, just few numbers. This mass, which was like something, I think previously it was 40 gram. I think I made 60 gram. This one changed to 300 gram. The temperature is 50 degrees centigrade. The initial temperature of the hot water is remaining same, 50, and these two values remain same. Solve the sum and tell me what is the answer. Write in the comment section. Okay. Okay, this is question number 8. Now if you see question number 8, you have to read the sum properly. First, read the sum. You have what? Water at 30 degrees centigrade content in a copper vessel. So just figure out the important things that is required. You have a water and you have a copper vessel. Okay. Now see, calculate the mass of ice required to bring down the temperature of this vessel and the content to 5 degrees. So you have a ice also. Now, if you read the sum, what is actually told is that there is a copper vessel. There is a copper vessel. Okay. This is the copper vessel that I have. This copper vessel has a mass of 50 gram. Now, in this copper vessel, okay, in this copper vessel, you are pouring some water. So some water is poured in the copper vessel. Now you tell me what will be the temperature of the copper vessel. They are saying the temperature of the water is 30 degree centigrade, because they stated water is at 30 degree. So what will be the temperature of the copper vessel? Nowhere is written, but it is a common sense that the temperature of this copper vessel will be also the same as the temperature of water. That will be also 30 degrees centigrade water. So the temperature of the vessel will be same as the temperature of the water. It is similar to in the summer season when you are drinking some cold water. Take the water from the refrigerator and put it in the steel glass. The temperature of the water and the temperature of the glass will be same. So over here, temperature of this copper vessel and the temperature of the water which is kept inside it will be same. Both are at 30 degree. Now what I will put? I'll put a mass of ice. Now over there I'll put some ice. I'll put ice into this water, and I will try to bring this temperature from 30 degree to 5 degrees centigrade. So from 30 degrees centigrade water, I will bring down the temperature of water to 5 degree. So calculate the mass of ice required to bring the temperature of the vessel and its content to 5 degrees. So my target is to, by putting the ice into this container, I must bring the temperature. The final mixture should be 5 degree. So how I am supposed to do the sum? Few things are there, and I will use that only. So what is the hot body? First I have to figure out what is the hot body. Hot body is the copper vessel along with the water. So hot body is the copper vessel with the water. So if the water is there along with the copper vessel, right? These are two hot bodies that I have. So they will do what? They will release heat from 30 degree. Both of them are coming to 5 degree. So as a result, both of them are going to release heat. So let the water will release heat as Q1 and the copper body releases heat as Q2. Now from 30 to 5, if they are going, are they any kind of changing their state? No, they are not changing. From 30 to 5, same state. So I'll use the formula mc delta T. Over there also mc delta T. What is the mass of the water? As stated in the question, the mass of the water is 250 gram. So mass of the water is 250, but I can see over there it is given in kg, the specific capacity in kg. So I'll write 250 by 1000. C, what is the value of C? Specific capacity of ice is 4200. And what is delta T? Delta T is the change of temperature. From 30 it is coming to 5. So what is the delta T? It is very easy. 25 from 30 to 5. So this becomes 25. Now if you solve this whole thing, the value of Q1 turns out to be, if I cancel the 0, 0, 0, 0, two 6250 joule. So the total amount of heat that will be released by the water will be 26250 joule, 26,250. The amount of heat which the copper will be also releasing, because as I put the ice into the vessel, the copper also will become cold. Initially the copper is hot and that will be becoming cold. So if it is becoming cold, it will be releasing some amount of heat, and the amount of heat that will be released is how much? mc delta T. So a mass of the copper vessel, given in the question, it is given 50 gram. So I'll write this as QM is equal to 50 gram. 50 means what? 50 by 1000, because other values are given in kg. Specific capacity of copper, C of copper is how much? 400, given in the question. And temperature, what is delta T? Again the delta T will be same. Initially the copper is at 30 degree and is coming at 5 degree. So it will be 25. And if you add the whole, if you solve the whole thing, it comes out to be nothing but 500 joule. So total amount of heat that requires to be released is how much? 26,250 plus 500 joules. So total amount of heat which is released is Q1 plus Q2. So Q1 is how much? this part I will do later, okay? This part I will do later. Total amount of heat that will be released is how much? Q1 plus Q2. Just note till here. Clear? So I think over here you have no problem. Now the total amount of heat that will be absorbed. Now over here absorbed. So cold body will absorb the heat. Cold body. Who is the cold body over here? If you look at the question, it is the ice which is the cold body. Now ice is going from what temperature to what temperature? Initially the ice is at 0 degree. Initially the ice is at 0 degree. Nowhere mentioned, but it is understood that the ice initially is at 0 degree centigrade and it has to go to the temperature of 5 degree centigrade. So what will happen? I think you know that the ice from 0 degree centigrade will change into water at 0 degree centigrade. And then from water at 0 degree centigrade, it will change to water at 5 degree. So from 0 degree centigrade ice, it will change to 0 degree centigrade water, and from 0 degree centigrade water, it will change to 5 degree centigrade water. So from here to here, what is the heat that is absorbed? ml, because state change. And from here to here, what is the heat that is absorbed? Is mc delta T. Now the question is, what is value of m? M to I don't know. So m over here is how much? M I don't know. So what is the L? What is the latent heat of ice? Is given as something like 336,000 plus mc delta T. M is how hot? I don't know. Specific heat capacity of water is given as 4,200. And what is delta T? Delta T is the change of temperature. It is going from 0 to 5 degree. So it will be 5. Now if you solve it, you will get the value as 35700. I think one more zero is there. 35700 m. This final value will come as 3500 m. So the total amount of heat that is absorbed is equal to Q3. That will be 3,56,057,000 m. So now you see total amount of heat which is released is Q1 plus Q2, and total amount of heat that is absorbed is Q3. So I will use the law of calorimetry over here. I'll use the law of calorimetry. So law of calorimetry states what? Heat absorbed is equal to heat released. So means what? Heat released is how much? Q1 plus Q2. That is the total heat that is released. And what is the heat that is absorbed? Q3. Q3 is the total heat that is absorbed. So what is Q1 plus Q2? 26250 plus Q2, it is 500. And Q3 is how much? 357,000 m. Now solve it. 0, 5 plus 2, 7, 2, 6, and this is 357,000 m. After you solve the whole thing, value of m comes to be 26750 divided by 357,000, and ultimately the mass, if you solve it, the total mass comes out to be 0.074 kg, because I'm doing it all in kg na, all in kg I'm doing. So if you see, it is 50 by 1000, so I've converted the masses into kg, so I'll get the answer in kg. And if you convert this into gram, multiply this by 1000, it becomes 74 gram. So how much ice I require? 74 gram of ice I require to make the final temperature come to 5 degrees centigrade. So this is the total procedure of the sum. Okay. Now your homework is to do this sum. See, I have changed few numbers. This become 400 gram. This become 25. This was 100 gram. And this remains the same. The final temperature remains 5 degree only. That is okay. And all the other values like the specific latent heat of ice, specific heat capacity of water, all those values remains as it is. Okay, that is 4,200, and the other value is 336000 joule per kg per Kelvin. So these values remains as same, but these values have changed. So your homework is to do the sum and tell me the answer. So by this way you will practice the sum, because the practice is the only thing that is required to get good marks in this chapter. And from this chapter only, I told you, only numericals comes in the board exam. So you solve this sum and tell me the answer. Now this question is question number 9. It is a very easy question. What I have a 2 kg ice. So I have a something like this much of ice. I have ice. This is of ice of mass 2 kg. Okay. And I require to melt this whole ice. How will I melt? I will drill a hole in the block. So over there I will drill a hole. I will drill a hole in the block, in this ice box, and through the hole I will pour some water. I will pour some hot water. The water which I am pouring, I think the temperature over the water is 100 degrees centigrade. Okay, this is one I have made a mistake. The temperature of the water is 100 degree. So the water which I am pouring is 100 degrees centigrade water. So I can say a hot water is poured into this drilled hole of the ice, and obviously hot water will melt the ice. My question is, how much water should I use? But to know how much water should I use, the first thing that I need to know is what is the final temperature. Because if you see, ice, which is the cold body, and the water, which is the hot body, is mixing. After they are mixing, what is the final temperature? Nowhere in the question that has been mentioned. But I'm telling you, this is a common sense, and this will only come after practicing the sum long, after many times of when you practice. It comes as a common sense in your head that the final temperature of the mixture of this hot water and the ice will be 0 degree centigrade. 0 degree centigrade. So final temperature T final will be 0 degree centigrade. Why? Because the total ice melts. So ice which is at 0 degree centigrade, if it melts, that will be also at 0 degree centigrade only. If it melts, it will become 0 degree. The total ice is melting. So from 0 degree centigrade ice, it is becoming 0 degree centigrade water. And this hot water from 100 degree, it is lowering the temperature to this 0 degree. So the final temperature of the mixture is 0 degree. So what I can say, the heat absorbed is equal to heat released. Now how much heat is absorbed? The ice is absorbing the heat, and so the heat absorbed is Q1 and the heat released is Q2. So after ice absorbs the heat, I can say the Q1 is which is the heat absorbed. The formula will be what? ml. ml is what? That the formula for melting. I think we know that, mass into latent heat. And the heat which is released, water is releasing the heat. Is water going any change of state? It is going from 0 degree centigrade water to 0 degree centigrade water. So over there, if you see, there is no change of state from 100 degree centigrade water to 0 degree centigrade water. So I will use the formula as mc delta T. Now, what is the mass? What is the ice that I am using? Heat absorbed by this ice, and this is the water. So what is the ice? Mass of the ice is given over here, 2 kg. Latent heat of ice, 336,000. The water which is released, what is the mass of that water? That is only I need to find. So m is equal to, I don't know. What is the specific heat capacity of water? 4200. And what is the delta T? Think delta T, it is going from 100 to 0. So temperature, change of temperature is how much? 100 only. Delta T change of temperature from 100 to 0. Now solve it. If you solve the whole thing, it becomes 0, 0, 0 and 12, carry 1, 6, 7, 6, 7, 2, and this becomes 420000. That is equal to mass 3030. So when you will solve it now, 672 by 420, you will get this as 1.6 kg. Solve it, 672 by 420, you will get as 1.6 kg. So how much water do I need to pour? I need to put 1.6 kg of water to the 2 kg ice to melt the ice completely. Understood? So I need to put 1.6 kg. Just need to apply the law, principle of calorimetry in this sum to get the answer. I think this is a pretty easy sum. So this is your homework. Homework for this sum. This 2 kg is converted to 3 kg and that 100 degree converted to 80 degree. These values remains as it is. Okay, so you have to solve this sum and get me the answer in the comment section. I hope you do the sum. Okay, take a screenshot if you want. So next sum. Now coming to question number 10 of the exercise 11b. This question, this type of question is very commonly asked in the board exams or any mock exams, which is actually this is actually easy question. Now total amount of heat energy that will be required to convert 100 gram of ice. So what I have right now is a ice of 100 gram as stated in the question at minus 10. So what is the temperature of this ice? Minus 10 degrees centigrade. Now you are supposed to change it to water at 100 degree. You keep on heating the ice, you keep on providing heat and it will change from minus 10 to minus 9, minus 8 and slowly it will go to water at 100 degree. But this process will take place in steps. The first step that will take place is from ice at minus 10, it will change to ice at 0 degree centigrade. Okay, as you provide the heat. Now the second thing that will take place is from ice, it will change to water at 0 degree centigrade. Okay, as you give more heat. And finally, if you give extra heat, if you provide extra heat, then it will change to water at 100 degree centigrade. Okay. So the first heat that we give is Q1. The second heat that we give is Q2. The third heat that we give is Q3. Right? Now over here I have to understand. It is going from ice at minus 10 to ice at 0. Is there any change of state? No, there is no change of state. So the heat, that Q1 will be for what? MC delta T. And C stands for what? Specific heat of ice. Now from Q2 is from ice to water. Is there a change of state? Yes, of course there is a change of state. I can see clearly from ice to water. So the heat will be what? M into L, latent heat of ice. And ultimately from water at 0 to water at 100. Over there, is there any change of state? No change of state. So it will be MC delta T and C stands for what? C is the specific heat of water. So total heat that I supposed to give is how much? Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Q1 is what? MC delta T. C is for specific heat of ice. Second is what? ML. M into L, latent heat of ice. And third heat is what? MC delta T. MC delta T. And C stands for what? Specific heat of water. Now just substitute the values. Mass is what? Mass is given as 100 gram. Do I need to change into kg? No, I do not need, because these values are already in gram. So the specific heat of ice is given as 2.1 given. And what is the delta T value? It is going from minus 10 to 0. See, what is delta T? 10 degree. The change of temperature is 10 degree. So I'll put as 10 degree. Plus, now ml. M is what? The mass, 100 gram. And latent heat of ice. What is the latent heat of ice given? Is 336. 336. And after this, MC delta T. Again, what is the mass? 100 gram. Same mass. C stands for what? Specific heat capacity of water, which is 4.2. And delta T is what? Temperature. Difference of temperature. Now you can see what is delta T. 0 to 100. 0 to 100. So what is delta T? 100 degree. 100 minus 0, 100. Now you solve it. How much it gives you? It gives you 2100. What is this value gives you? 33600. And this value gives you how much? This value gives you 4 2 1010 cancel 0 and again 2 zeros. When you add this whole value, I think the value comes out to be 798 something, like it will come 000. I think it will come 00. Now 0 plus 6 and again 1, so this becomes 7. Then 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 2 7. And ultimately this 7 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. So 77700 joule, which can be also written, this value can be also written as 1 2 3 4, point shift 4 times, 1 2 3 4. So it becomes 7.77 into 10 to the power of 4 joule. If you get your answer till here also, that is correct. Okay, 77,700 joule. I think this is the final answer that you will get after solving the sum. So this is the question number 10, which is quite easy from my point of view. I think total is understandable. Total heat Q1, Q2, Q3. Q1 is MC dirty, Q2 is ml, again Q3 is MC dirty. Put the values and get the answer. Okay. Your homework is to solve the same sum. Just take it, instead of minus 10, take it from minus 20. Other values remains same. So minus 20, this remains same as 100 gram. So from minus 20, it is going to 100 degree and 100 gram. So what will be the answer in this scenario? Solve it and get the answer. Give me the answer in the comment section. And you can also send in WhatsApp the whole problem solving. Okay. So you can take the screenshot. You can take the screenshot. Now this is question number 11. This is just like the previous sum, just that formula we will use, but in the opposite way. See, what is happening is that, first make a diagram of this. I have a 1 kg ice at minus 10. So I have a ice of mass 1 kg and the temperature of this ice is how much? Minus 10 degrees centigrade. And what I need to do? Convert the 1 kg at minus 90 is okay. The amount of heat energy required, I think something is missing in the question. Okay, I think the question is right now. Once of 1 kg of ice at minus 10 degrees centigrade, I need to convert this to water at 100 degree. But you know this process will not take place in one go. From 1 kg ice at minus 10, it will change into ice at 0 degree centigrade. Further, when we heat it, what will happen? It will change from water at 0, ice at 0 to water at 0 degree centigrade. Okay, ice at minus 10 to ice at 0, then ice at 0 to water at 0. And further, when we heat it, it will change to water at 100 degrees centigrade. This is the whole step that will take place, process. Now, what is the heat absorbed over here? Heat absorbed over here, let that be Q1. Heat absorbed over here is how much? Q2. Heat absorbed over here is how much? Q3. Right? Over there, from here to here, 0 to 100, is there any change of state? No. So, no change of state, it will be M, C, delta T. But C will what? Specific heat capacity of water. So, this C will be specific heat capacity of water. From ice to water, is there a change of state? Yes, there is a change of state. So I will write ML. Okay, latent heat of ice. And from this to this, ice at minus 10 to ice at 0, is there any change of state? No. So it will be MC delta T. MC delta T is a formula. Now, Now, so just put this value. Total heat that is required is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Okay. Now Q1 is how much? M C delta T is how much? M L, and this is how much? Again M C delta T. This is specific capacity of water, this is specific capacity of ice, this is latent heat of ice. And total heat is Q. Now after this, just put the values, whatever given. Total heat is given to me as 777,000. Okay, 7,77,000. The total heat which is required is given to me as this much of value. Mass. What is the mass of ice which is given to me? Mass of ice is given as 1 kg. So mass is 1 kg. Specific heat of ice is given as 2100. So 2100. And what is delta T? Delta T is from minus 10 to 0. Minus 10 to 0. You can say it is very clear that the delta T is how much? 10 degree. Huh? From here to here 10 degree. Now again, mass is given as 1 kg. Latent heat. That is the question that I need to find. Specific latent heat of ice. So LBL. And this value, mass is 1 kg. This value, specific capacity of water, is how much? 4200. And what is delta T over here? From 0 to 100. Again, put 100. You see the same previous, like the same previous sum only. Using the same formula. In previously, all these values were given, and I need to find this one. In this sum, this one is given, and this term is not given. Same thing. So when you solve it, how much is coming? This is 21000. This is L plus this is how much? 420000. Okay. When you add these two values, how much you are getting? 777,000 is equal to L plus 3 zeros plus 1 plus 1 0 1. Okay. Then 2 plus 2 4 4 4 1. And when you solve this thing, value of L is 77700 minus 44100. So when you subtract, how much it comes? 0 0 0. This term comes this side, na? I think you understand this, how I'm getting the value of L. So 7 minus 1 is 6. 7 minus 4 is 3. And this also is 7 minus 4 is 3. So 336000 joule per kg. Okay. So this is the value of L. If you want the answer in gram, if the answer is given in gram, then you can divide this by 1000. So 336 joule per gram. Just divide this value by 1000, then you will get the answer, which is quite easy. So I think this question is quite easy and you can easily solve it. Okay, so this is question number 11. I'm not giving any homework for this sum. Okay, so I think it's clear. Now this is the last question of this total chapter, question number 12. Okay, after this we will move to new chapter. So look at this sum. This sum has two parts. First part, case 1, and you have case 2. And these two cases are linked to each other by a small thread. I have to figure out what is that small thread which links case 1 and case 2. Okay, so let's figure out what is case 1. Case 1 says I have a 200 gram of ice. Case 1, if I have to say, I have a mass of ice which is 200 gram. And this mass of ice, this is at a temperature of 0 degrees centigrade. So what, and I need to do what? It has to convert to water at 0 degree. So I need to convert the ice from 0 degree centigrade to water at 0 degree centigrade. So if I have to convert this ice into water, tell me what formula should I use? Change of state. So the formula amount of heat that will be supplied will be how much? M into L. Clear? M into L. So mass is how much given? 200. And latent heat in the question book it is given 336. When you will multiply it, you will get 67200 joule. So total amount of heat that need to be supplied to 200 gram of ice to change it from 0 degree centigrade ice to 0 degree centigrade water is 6,72,000 joule. Okay, but this heat is not given in just a fraction of a second. To give this amount of heat, you require time. So the time is given as how much? 1 minute. We require 1 minute. So 1 minute means what? 60 seconds. So in 60 seconds, the amount of heat which is given is how much? 67200 joule. And in 1 second, then how much heat will be given? 67200 divided by 60. And when you will solve it, it will come how much? 1120 joule. So this is in 1 second. How much heat is supplied? 1120. And this is called as what? This is called the rate of heat supplied. Rate of heat that is supplied is equal to 1120 joule per second. Okay, so amount of the rate at which the heat is supplied at is what? 11200. And this is the thread I'm talking about, because in the case 2 we'll talk about case 2. What happens? This 200 gram of water at 0 degree will change to 20 degree. So I'm writing over here case 2. Case 2. Case 2, what happens is that I have a water which is at 0 degree centigrade, and I need to convert this water into water only at 20 degree centigrade. Okay, and how much time is required? How much time is required to convert from 0 degree centigrade to 20 degree centigrade? How much time is required? That is the question. Given one hint, either you convert from this ice to water or from this water to water at 20. The rate at which the heat is getting supplied is same. That is the thread I told you. So given in how much time 200 gram of water will change to 20 gram of ice, thus in case 1 or in case 2, the rate at which the heat is supplied, that is same. So this value is very important. That is 1120 joule per second. So in 1 second, this much of heat is supplied. So first I need to figure out how much heat I need to provide to go from 0 to 20. Now over here, is any kind of state changing from 0 degree centigrade water to 20 degree? This is the case 2. Going from 0 to 20, 200 gram. No, I am not changing any state. So amount of heat that is supplied is how much? mc delta T. M is how much? Mass is how much? 200 given in the question. C is how much? See, in the question the value of C is not given, but it is advised you take the value of specific heat capacity of water to be 4.2. In the book it is not given, but you assume to be 4.2. So you take 4.2. And temperature, change of temperature, 0 to 20 is how much? 20. Now if you solve this whole thing, how much the value will come? 16800 joule. So total amount of heat that is supplied to change it from 0 degree centigrade water to 20 degree centigrade water is 16,800 joule. Now what you do after this, you just need to apply some unitary method over here. Just a simple unitary method. Heat and time. When the time is 1 second, the amount of heat that I can supply is how much? 1120 joule. Clear? Now if I have to supply 16800 joule, then how much time I require? This is a simple unitary method. So in 1 second, this much, in this much of heat in this 1 second. So this much of heat in how much second? I think junior classes you are taught this thing. So I'm just rubbing it. So I think this is pretty much easy to understand, that 1120 joule of heat is supplied in 1 second. So 1 joule will be supplied in 1 by 1120 second, but I require how much? 16800 joule. So this much of heat will be applied in how much time? 1 by 1120 into 16800. You solve the whole thing, it comes out as 15 seconds. So to supply 16,800 joule, I require 15 seconds time. Okay, this is a simple unitary method sum. You solve it. I think in class 6 and 7 you have done this kind of things. This much of heat in 1 second, so this much of heat in how much second? Simple unitary method. By that I will get the answer as 15 seconds. So I told you now, this is the thread that joins the case 1 and case 2. 1120 joule per second. That means what? In 1 second you are supplying 1120 joule of heat. That is only used to get the answer. So this was question number 12. There is no homework for this sum. You practice this sum at your home. So after this, I just need to say one thing, that this chapter of calorimetry is over. Now, if you have watched all the videos, good. If you haven't, please go start from video number 1 to video number, I think this will be 12 or 11, I think. So I think 11 or 12, something like this, 11. You watch all the 10 videos, because all the 10 videos of this chapter, and probably your concept and ideas will be much clearer. And what I need to say is that after this, the homeworks that I've given, please do the homeworks, because your internal marks will be assessed on many things. One of them is the homeworks. So these homeworks that I've given, okay, yesterday 5 homeworks and today 5 homeworks, total 10 homeworks you need to do, and send it to my WhatsApp number. I will check it, and whether it's correct or wrong, I will say to you. And after this, I need to say, for the next few days, I think from 1st of June to 20th of June, there will be no classes taken as of physics. So you prepare the 3 chapters of physics. The first chapter is sound, the second chapter is refraction, the third chapter is calorimetry. You must be prepared with these 3 chapters. Okay, I hope things have been clear. If for any other doubts, you can write in the comment section, or you can message me also in WhatsApp. So that's it for today, and yeah, I hope all of you stay home and stay safe, because things are not going good in the Chittaranjan area. So all the best, guys, all the best, students. So take care.